Now, breaking news from CBS 17 News.
A breaking news update since our news at 6 o'clock.
A new campus cluster has NC State pausing all sports-related activities because of 27 COVID-19 cases within the school's sports programs.
We start our live team coverage tonight with sports anchor Alyssa Ray. Alyssa.
Yeah, guys, COVID-19 outbreaks are becoming more and more common at college campuses across the country, and it has taken a toll on all sports. The NC State Athletics Department is the most recent to pause all athletic activities because of positive tests within the department. This after UNC had to postpone practices temporarily for the same thing. No word from NC State yet on how long this hiatus will be, but it continues to play into the question, will we have ACC football? The Big Ten and Pac-12 are two of the Power 5 conferences to pull the plug on fall football and push it to the spring. But the ACC, SEC, and Big 12 are really pushing to play this fall, even in an abbreviated season. NC State Athletics said it will continue to follow all established protocols in consultation with campus and local health officials. Now, when we spoke to Dave Doran on a media Zoom call before all this, he seemed hopeful that the ACC will have a season, but with so many bumps in the road for numerous teams, we will have to wait and see. Marius?
Alyssa, thank you. The cluster in the sports department is one of 3 new clusters connected to NC State today. 9 new positive cases at Carroll Residence Hall and 5 cases at Standard Apartment Complex. New at 11, CBS 17's Amani Payne live tonight from NC State. Amani.
Empty stadiums will be the new norm here at NC State as officials implement new restrictions to help slow the spread. You can say goodbye to this for now. Sports are no more at NC State. A temporary athletic pause announced as the university battles 3 new COVID clusters, including 27 cases within the athletics department.
I was really looking forward to going to football games and basketball games. That's part of the reason why I came here, so it kind of sucks that that opportunity is getting taken away from us.
It's the university's latest effort to combat COVID, as they face 49 new cases just today, more than 400 cases since March, and have nearly 800 people currently in quarantine or isolation.
I think unfortunately there's a population like the Greek housing that is notorious for partying and that did contract a number of cases. And I don't think it's everyone, but when you have a bad minority like that, it serves to, to make everyone look bad.
Spike ball quickly becoming the new hot sport on campus for students with limited options.
COVID's got us all cooped up. We can't go to classes, meet new people. So we try to find new ways to still socially distance, but get out at the same time.
It's not yet clear when or if athletics will return. Students now doing their best to adapt.
It is disappointing, but at the same time, for everyone's safety, I understand it.
Officials are also asking you to get tested if you've recently visited Carroll Residence Hall within the past week. We have information on how to do that at CBS17.com. For now, we're live in Raleigh. Imani Payne, CBS 17 News.
Amani, thank you. At the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, sports activities returned today, but the number of COVID-19 cases still climbing. According to the UNC dashboard last week, there were 465 confirmed cases of COVID-19 among students. 31% of the COVID-19 tests last week were positive. That's more than double the 13% of cases that were positive the week before. Tonight, the university is asking students who live at locations where there have been clusters to get tested. When asked if all students should get tested, doctors say it's up to the individual families.
I think if students were taking online classes and living alone and using all appropriate precautions, it's likely those students don't have to self-quarantine. If students were living in congregate living with multiple roommates, then I do think quarantining and potentially testing would be very good ideas.
For more information on how to get tested, go to our website, CBS17.com.
Nearly half of Clayton's firefighters have confirmed cases of COVID-19, and several are in the hospital tonight. So far, 17 firefighters tested positive for COVID-19. The firefighters who are working are being tested often. Some are working 36-hour shifts to make up for those who are in isolation. As for the ones in the hospital still, the chief said he doesn't know their conditions, but he's especially worried about a few of them.
This is serious. This is really serious. I mean, it's here. And I personally think we were doing a good job before. I think you know, that it come in and got us, and we're just having to fight.
And we have much more information on our website on how you can help. It's considered a promising potential treatment for COVID-19, and now the FDA has granted emergency authorization for convalescent plasma. Calls are going out for anyone who can donate to do so. But is there enough to go around, and does it really work? CBS 17's Maggie Newland is getting answers and joins us now live. Maggie.
Angela, this is one of the places people who have recovered from COVID-19 can come to donate plasma. Several organizations are collecting it, and they need all the donors they can get. Convalescent plasma. It's a gift from someone who has recovered from COVID-19 to someone still fighting.
The demand has doubled in the last 4 to 6 weeks. We expect it to continue to grow with this approval.
But the FDA's decision to authorize emergency use of convalescent plasma can only help if plasma is available. And right now, the American Red Cross says it's dealing with a shortage. Do you have enough to go around right now?
No, we do not.
They're not the only ones collecting plasma. The Blood Connection's also working with area hospitals.
Holding pace, but again, it's very tenuous. I think what we're taking in is pretty much what's going out.
Use of convalescent plasma for COVID-19 isn't new to Triangle hospitals. It's still not clear how effective it is.
To be able to answer that question fully, we need, formal randomized clinical control trials.
Dr. Luther Bartelt is running a clinical trial at UNC. The hospital's treated about 160 patients with convalescent plasma so far.
Our trial is looking at dose response.
But having enough plasma at any hospital depends on the generosity of people who've recovered.
It means 95% of the people out there can't use this product. Only 5% can. And how do we get them to come in? That's our challenge.
While blood centers offer incentives like gift cards, for the most part, donors just want to help.
We have really been quite overwhelmed by the altruistic responses we've had.
They have basically seen what this disease can do and how it can ravage a family.
That is incentive enough. And if you've recovered from COVID-19 and would like to donate plasma, we have a number of links on our website, CBS17.com. Live in Raleigh, Maggie Newland, CBS 17 News.
We know he's an outdoor enthusiast. He likes to go for long kayak rides and bike rides.
Tonight, the person that attacked and killed a cyclist on the Greenway is still out there tonight.
New at 11, CBS 17 learned that RPD requested money to start a unit to patrol the Greenways, but the city council turned the department down. CBS 17's Amy Cutler live in Raleigh getting answers. And Amy, what reason did the council give?
Well, Marius, they say that creating the unit would have brought a property rate increase, something that they say just wasn't feasible during a pandemic. We found mixed reaction to that decision. The Capital Area Greenway system has over 100 miles of trails all around Raleigh. 57-year-old Chauncey Depew on the Walnut Creek one near South Saunders Street Thursday around noon, when police confirmed he was brutally beaten. He died at Wake Med.
Heartbreaking, to put it lightly.
For Cody Stokes, the president of Oaks and Spokes, a biking advocacy group, it also placed a new emphasis on safety. How often would you say you encounter police?
Never.
I posed the question to other Greenway enthusiasts.
Oh, never, essentially.
I mean, I've been riding these greenways for years. You got to watch out for yourself.
Raleigh police wanted to change that. In its budget request for 2021, they proposed a new Parks and Greenways patrol unit. They wanted 6 dedicated officers and a sergeant to oversee it at a cost of just under $580,000. As part of an effort to update police resources, they requested about $2.8 million. The city determined that would require a tax rate increase during a pandemic. City Council declined to take action.
When it comes to saving lives, there's no cost too great. We should be investing in protecting people's lives.
There's so little crime on the greenways anyway that I feel pretty safe.
I requested the calls for service on the Greenway. RPD says they don't keep track of that specifically. It's done by the closest intersection. Now, I reached out to the mayor and several city council members looking for more insight into the decision-making process. I have not heard back. Meantime, a memorial bike ride for that bicyclist that was killed last week, Depew, is scheduled for this Saturday at Dix Park. For more information on that, you can just head to our website, CBS17.com. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
All right, Amy, hopefully we'll hear back from the city soon. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals handed down a ruling in the Ronnie Long case today. Today, the court ruled Long's constitutional rights were violated during his trial back in 1976. The Duke Wrongful Convictions Clinic says evidence was suppressed, including fingerprints. His attorneys say that evidence proves Long's innocence. Today's ruling does not mean he will be freed. The district court now has to make the decision of actual innocence.
A traffic alert for you tonight. The NC Department of Transportation closed the junction of Interstate 40 and 440 overnight. It's part of the project to widen I-40 from southeast Raleigh to Clayton. Access from I-40 east to I-440 west should reopen around 5 o'clock Tuesday morning, and the closing will repeat over the next 2 nights. There will be a detour set up for drivers at Jones Sausage Road.
Pray we must. Praising the Lord for a country where freedom of religion is so cherished, where both Republicans and Democrats begin their conventions heads bowed in prayer.
It is day one of the RNC in Charlotte. We've got some of the day's highlights coming up.
And the workday is long over for most of us, but they're still hard at it. And the hurricane hunters tonight, 2 of them out there. I'll tell you the new information they have and what it means for the track, and how one of the storms could actually impact us down the road, all coming up in less than 10 minutes.